Bangalore projects the image of India's gleaming technological future. Yet beneath the relentless construction and glittering wealth lies an entirely different ecosystem, one built on buried secrets, quiet bribes, and those who simply disappear. At 2:13 a.m. on a rainy night, a security guard at an abandoned metro site near Whitefield investigated the sound of dragging metal. Deep inside the unfinished concrete tunnel, he found Raghav Malhotra, a highly respected, seemingly untouchable real estate mogul, hanging upside down from industrial chains. Malhotra's mouth had been surgically stitched shut with electrical wire. Painted across his chest in stark red letters were two words: confess first. The physical crime scene was only half the attack. As police secured the tunnel, local news channels and social media feeds were simultaneously flooded with a massive cache of hidden files. Bank records, land grabs, and direct evidence linking Malhotra to 3 missing laborers were broadcast to millions. This single theatrical murder shattered the city's illusion of elite safety. It proved that a highly intelligent predator had stepped in to fill the vacuum of justice, using the victim's own secrets as the primary weapon. The city mobilized immediately. ACP Maya Nair, a solitary 42-year-old investigator with a 15-year track record of hunting serial criminals, took control of the escalating panic. Maya examined the forensic reports and found nothing. No DNA, no stray fingerprints, no witnesses. The scene was a highly curated theatrical stage, designed with complete precision to execute an undeniable public punishment. The killer possessed a terrifying level of access. To acquire the specific financial and legal proofs found at the crime scene, he had to navigate deep inside highly secure banking systems, government registries, and encrypted hospital servers without triggering a single alarm. This stolen data guaranteed the total annihilation of the victim's public reputation. The target was stripped of their legacy, their allies, and their protection before they even took their final breath. Maya noted the discipline of the execution. The killer hadn't just taken Malhotra's life. They had systematically dismantled his entire public existence, using the fairy systems that were supposed to protect him. 3 days later, the body of famous celebrity surgeon Dr. Vinay Rao appeared near Pina, suspended from massive factory hooks, accompanied by a leak of illegal organ trafficking records. Shortly after, a powerful political strategist was found pinned inside a majestic cinema, forced to watch footage of his own involvement in human trafficking on the theater screen. As the death toll rose, public perception fractured. The initial shock gave way to a bizarre psychological shift. The terror was replaced by a dark, consuming fascination. The killer became a digital mythology overnight. Anonymous forums generated dark fan pages. Trending hashtags celebrated the exposures. The brutality was packaged into cinematic music compilations and rapid-fire reaction videos. While the internet cheered, genuine, paralyzing fear gripped Bangalore's high-rises. Anyone holding leverage, anyone with a buried misdeed, hired private security and locked their doors. The nighttime streets emptied completely by 10 p.m. The reaction exposed a grim reality. Millions of people were entirely unconcerned with repairing the legal structure or aiding the forgotten victims. They simply craved the spectacle of watching the untouchable elite burn. Frustrated by the impenetrable digital ghosts, Maya abandoned the cyber forensics. She looked backward, combing through decades of old police reports until she found a single buried anomaly linking all 3 dead men. 6 years earlier, an unfinished urban construction project collapsed, killing 27 migrant laborers. Massive political pressure and heavy bribes immediately shut down the investigation. No convictions were made. Deep within the archived collapse photos, Maya spotted a young engineer named Arjun Varma. During the disaster, Arjun's younger brother was trapped alive under the debris for 14 hours. Builders deliberately halted the rescue operations because excavating the rubble was deemed too expensive. Maya raided Arjun's abandoned apartment. The power had been cut for years, but locked inside a drawer were dozens of faded newspaper clippings. The faces of the 3 tormentor victims were circled in red ink, underlined with a single repeated sentence: "They buried my brother alive." The red-circled clippings and the 14-hour wait in the dark revealed the engine behind the killings. Arjun Varma was targeting the specific men who had signed off on the cost of his brother's life. On a storm-filled Friday night, entire sections of Bangalore's power grid died. Traffic signals failed. Phone lines dropped. The city was plunged into sudden, total darkness. Simultaneously, every giant electronic billboard across the blackout zone lit up with a single, synchronized broadcast. "Tonight, the city confesses." Maya instantly recognized the target. Bypassing the panicked police mobilization, she drove alone to the flooded, unfinished Central Metro Tunnel, the exact site where Raghav Malhotra's body was found weeks earlier. The investigation had come full circle. What began as a chaotic, citywide hunt for an omnipotent digital phantom narrowed down to an intimate standoff with a grieving engineer standing in the dark. Holding him at gunpoint, Maya asked why he didn't just expose the corruption legally. Arjun laughed. He reminded her that his brother screamed for 14 hours, and no one came. The truth had always been there. The public simply chose to ignore quiet suffering. Arjun explained exactly why he designed the elaborate traps and leaked the videos. A society numb to corruption will never act on facts alone. They only care about truth when it is packaged as a violent, entertaining spectacle. Exhausted, Arjun smiled faintly at Maya. He whispered, "This city created me," before stepping backward into the pitch-black darkness. A deafening train tore through the underground tunnel. When the metal stopped screaming, there was no body, no blood. Arjun Varma was completely gone. Officially, police closed the Bangalore Tormentor case. But for years afterward, every time a new corporate scandal or political cover-up surfaced, the guilty parties would receive an anonymous message containing only 2 words: "Confess first." Bangalore's lights eventually came back on, but the sense of security never fully returned. Now, the city's elite operate in a permanent state of digital watchfulness, knowing that in the gaps where justice fails, something else is waiting.